All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. January 2nd, we got a bunch of games on the NBA slate. We're going to jump into each and every game like we always do, but my final plays, as I always tell you, will be in the pinned comment. So I'll talk about the game, I'll give you my lean, give you what I'm thinking, but what I'm actually going to be rolling with, if you want to ride or if you want to fade me, all that will be in the pinned comment, updated throughout the day, guys. Very excited. This is a big, I guess, of the first of the year. It's only 2 days into the year. This is a big NBA slate, so excited to jump into this video. A couple things before we got to talk about the ride of the day yesterday. Dennis, my man Dennis, who's one of the OGs of the channel. Marcus Smart does not come through with the block, unfortunately, guys. Guys, if you want to be the ride of the day, all you got to use is hashtag ride of the day in the comments and give me a play that you really like, an absolute lock. Locks only in the comments here. Hashtag ride of the day, and you guys will get a shout out, win or loss, in the next video. Depending on whether or not your pick hits or not, you'll get the shout out, but you get the cheers if you do win. But you have to face the womp womp like my man Dennis just did if you do catch the L. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this slate here. We got the Knicks hosting the Suns as our first game that we're going to jump into. Knicks 1.5 favored here at home. Total is 218.5. These two teams played in late November, and Phoenix won 116-95. That being said, that was kind of before the Knicks really got on their run. This Knicks team has been damn impressive as of late. 6-4 against spread in their last 10, but on the road is where they've specialized. At home, where they are tonight, they haven't looked that great. 1-4 in the last 4 games against the spread here. But Phoenix, Devin Booker is out. Cameron Payne is probable. Landry Shamet is probable. Jay Crowder still out with the personal and the negotiations and everything like that. But this Knicks team did go on a tear, like I said. Then kind of, was it 5-6 games in a row, took some bad losses in there. No Devin Booker on the Suns does make me lean New York here minus the 1.5. Now, again, like I already said, I do understand that this team is kind of up and down as of late, but I'm hoping that that last win that they got kind of propels them and gets them ready to kind of jump in back into that win category here. So I'm gonna lean the Knicks here minus the 1.5. In terms of a total, we've been cashing Knicks overs like you read about lately, so I'm gonna go ahead and lean the Knicks over here. They're over in 4 of the last 5 games against Phoenix, and New York is just 6 of the last 7 games have gone over, so we've been cashing those. We're gonna stick with that. So Knicks minus the points and the over. Moving on here, we got the Hornets hosting the Lakers here. Minus 1.5 is the spread here on the Charlotte side of things. Total is 242, which is extremely high. I get it, but that is extremely high. Charlotte won 134-130 last time out. That was in late December, about 10 days ago or so. And the Charlotte team at home here, 1-3 in the last 4 against the spread. The Lakers not doing anything special either. LeBron James is questionable. Anthony Davis still out. Lonnie Walker Jr. is questionable for Charlotte. Kelly Oubre Jr., Dennis Smith Jr. both look like they're going to miss tonight's action. The Lakers have covered 2 of their last 3 games. I'm going to lean the Lakers here plus the points. I think if they win this one outright. And in terms of a total, I'm going to go under solely because that is such a high number. Is that the right reason to take unders? No, but I could see this being a sloppy game here. So I'm going to lean the Lakers and the under. In terms of unders as of late for this Lakers team, they haven't really been hitting them, so I'm kind of hoping that, you know, they have a little bit of a regression game. But for Charlotte, the unders hitting 4 of their last 5 games. So I think it's just such a high number. All right, Pacers hosting the Raptors. Another 1.5 spread here. Pacers are favored at home. Total is 232.5. The Raptors are 18-18 against spread on the season. Not compared, you know, that's not really comparable here to the 22-15 against the spread Pacers. Pacers got the last win here too when they played in mid-November, 118-104. In terms of injuries, Fred VanVleet is questionable, so we're going to want to keep an eye on that. No major injuries on the Indiana side of things. They've covered 3 straight games. I'm going to lean Indiana here, minus the 1.5. In terms of a total, I do like the over in this one as well. And guys, before we keep going with this, I'm going to ask you guys to hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 14,000 subscribers. We are so damn close. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button, guys. And let's see if we can run up the likes in today's video. It would be much appreciated, guys. We're back on the grind here, and I love doing it. Moving on here, we got New Orleans traveling to Philly. Philly 5 point favorites, total 228.5. Philly 21-14 against the spread and straight up this season. The Pelicans 23-13 straight up, 19-17 against the spread. These two teams played just a few nights ago. New Orleans 127 to Philly's 116 here. Philly looked good, then they dropped a couple straight. I think they'd won like 8 or 7 games straight, lost 2 to Washington, and this New Orleans game, they bounced back a couple nights ago against OKC. In terms of injuries here, no reported injuries for Philly. I think that Philly gets this one done. It's kind of a revenge spot for them, so I'm going to lean Philly the minus 5 points here, and I also like the under in this one as well. All right, moving on here, we got Cleveland hosting Chicago. Cleveland 4-point favorites at home in this one. Total right now is at 222.5. I've seen a couple sportsbooks with it at 223, so we know which direction it is moving in. Cleveland won 103-102 2 days ago here. Chicago, though, 5-1-1 against the spread in their last 7. Even though they lost by 1 to Cleveland a couple nights ago, they did cover here. I like Chicago plus the points in this one and the over. I think that this game, or these two teams, I should say, do really match up well. Darius Garland looks like he's going to miss tonight's game as well, so I'm going to lean Chicago and the over in this one, just due to the fact that I think that we saw what these two teams do against each other, and I don't see how that drastically changes going into tonight's game. So I think 4 points is a decent amount. Do I think that Cleveland probably wins this game? I do think they're the better team, but I do like the fact that Chicago can stick with them and match up well. So Chicago and the over are going to be my leans there. All right, moving on, we got San Antonio taking on Brooklyn, a couple black and gray teams here. Brooklyn 12.5-point favorites, our first big spread of the slate here. Really, one of the only ones. I think there's only a couple more on the slate here. 236 is the total as of right now. This Brooklyn team, I would say trending in the right direction. 10-0 in their last 10 games straight up. 4-1 against the spread in their last 5. And then you have San Antonio, who's 7-13 against the spread in their last 20 games, 6-14 in their last 20 straight up here. This is a huge spread. I'm probably punting this one away, but I don't hate the over here. So I don't think that I really want to bet on this game at all. I'm definitely not going to lay 12.5 points with a volatile Brooklyn team. Can they go out and do it? Yeah, I know they can. But I just don't really trust this Brooklyn team, with this type of a number. Last time we saw the Spurs have a number, at least that we personally bet on, right? It was Spurs against, I want to say it was against the Heat. Back in May, I forget when, and it was like a 12-point spread where everyone and their grandmother was out for the Heat, and the Spurs win that game outright. So I don't like laying those huge numbers here, but in terms of that total, again, I guess, you know what? Punt this game away. Punt it away. I don't even want to give a total lean on that. I said enough about a trash game. Minnesota taking on the Nuggets here. Minnesota 1.5-point dogs at home. Total is 233 right now. We got two teams that have not played this season. Denver coming off the win last night against my Boston Celtics. Sad, I know. That was one of our final plays yesterday too. That did not hit. Minnesota lost 6 straight games, and some of the teams they lost to are good, but they have a Detroit loss in there, which is like, boy. This Denver team, though, on the back-to-back. Jamal Murray questionable tonight. Minnesota Karl-Anthony Towns still out there. This one is a tough one because I know that Denver's the better team, but can Minnesota keep it to, a point, 2 points, that type of thing? I think they can, but luckily we only have a 1.5 spread here. So really all we're looking for is Denver to kind of win this game. If they win by 1, then all right, bad luck on our side, but I'm gonna lean Denver here and the over. I think 233 is a high number, but I think that both these teams can score a lot of points. Minnesota's defense ain't that great. Denver's coming off of a back-to-back, meaning I don't think their defense is going to be all that good, so I'm gonna lean the over as well. All right, Houston taking on Dallas. We got a Texas matchup here. Houston 7.5-point dogs at home. Total 227.5 in this one. But a week ago, these two teams played. Dallas 129-114. Dallas is 6-0 in their last 6 games. They're 4-2 in their last 6 games against Houston against the spread. They keep winning these games. Houston, they were kind of getting hot for a second. I'll give them that credit, but they've absolutely cooled off in the last 10, 15 games or so. So this one's fairly easy to me. 7.5 points I don't think is all that much to ask for from a Dallas team. I'm going to lean Dallas and the under here. All right, Detroit taking on the Trailblazers here. Portland 9.5-point favorites at home. Total is 232.5. when I saw this line, I immediately thought Detroit right away. No, they're not playing good basketball, but Portland to me is not 9.5 points better than Detroit. They're 1-4 in the last 5 games. They're 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games. They have some injuries to note here. Yusuf Nurkic, Justice Winslow, Gary Payton, Nazir Little, Keon Johnson, Greg Brown, all either questionable or doubtful today. Detroit's coming off of covering in 2 of their last 3 games. Portland just hasn't looked the same as they were probably start the year and kind of like, you know, just after that when they kind of bounced back as well. So I'm going to lean Detroit plus the points in this one. In terms of a total, I don't really love anything, but I'm going to go the under. All right, 2 games left on the slate here. We got Golden State taking on the Hawks. Golden State 1.5 point favorites at home. Total is 236.5 here. In terms of injuries, you know we got to go right to the injury report for this Golden State team. Andre Iguodala still out. Steph Curry still out. Wiggins downgraded out. Green out. JaMychal Green out. And James Wiseman out for Atlanta here. Clint Capella is downgraded to out. And DeAndre Hunter questionable. So a lot of key pieces missing for these teams. Golden State, though, covering in 3 of their last 4 games. The one game that they didn't cover in, it was a push. So they're playing decent basketball here, even without Steph Curry. They're 3-0-1 in the last 4 games against spread at home. So I'm going to go and lean Golden State here. I know they don't have Steph. I wish they did, but I'm going to lean Golden State minus the points, and I like the under as well. All right, guys, last game on the slate for today's video. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. Would be much appreciated, like I always tell you guys. But we got the Clippers taking on the Heat here. Clippers 3-point favorites at home. Total 219. This Clippers team 20-18 against the spread. Miami 13-22-2 against the spread. They have not looked all that great as of right now, but they did get the win last time these 2 teams played. They're 7-3 straight up in their last 10, but 1-7 in their last 8 against the spread when playing against the Clippers here. I think this Clippers team is playing better basketball. You're going to want to keep an eye on the injury report for Miami. Jimmy Butler, Dwayne Dedmon, Caleb Martin, all questionable here, and then no major injuries for the Clippers. So if all injuries stay where they are right now, I'm going to lean Clippers minus the 3 points. And that is going to wrap it up. I would also lean the over there if I throw that in, but I don't love that one. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video, guys. Make sure you guys do, again, like, subscribe, and send it multiple times. Hashtag ride of the day in the comments. Hope you guys do appreciate us getting up early and doing these videos. And we'll catch you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out.